Welcome to Advanced Grammar Uses, and in this lecture series we have our first lecture, that is our verbs. In this lecture we will deal with the verbs and the definitions, transitive, intransitive, and the most important topic among this is ergative verbs. You might have heard about that one word the first time, but we will do in this lecture series. So let's have a look on that. What does mean of a verb actually? Verb, the definition from, we have to understand action word in the sentence. As usually we know about that a verb is an action word that tells how action or the how actually function of a sentence is going to be, and sometimes it shows the state and existence of the subject in the sentence. Question is that we are familiar with the action of the word, but thing is that how states and existence are going to be. So let's see, I'm giving you an example all of these. Firstly, if I say I'm speaking English, I'm teaching English, so that means that there's a complete thought and a complete sentence use of what that see I am speaking English. So verb is your speaking and the action is done on its object, your English. So it means that here we have subject, verb and object. So simply we can say the verb is your speaking. I'm writing a letter, so letter is your object and writing is your verb. So verb is the action word which tells what type of action are going to be. And secondly, we have discussed that state and existence of the subjects. If I say I am in the class, so it means that it's my actually existence. I am at somewhere. Somewhere means you are actually going to tell about the location. So location always stresses your existence. And state verbs like one being a professional person, doctor, engineer, student, whatever you are, this is said to be your state verbs. In what condition you are. I am a doctor, I am a teacher, so these all are your state verbs. So we have cleared about the definition. Now we have a types. In the types we have three types of verbs. Actually we have transitive, intransitive and ergative verbs. One by one we will discuss all these topics. Firstly we have transitive. So see now, transitive verbs have complete thoughts and an object. At least there must be an object. Maybe there are more than one, but at least the requirement is your at least one object. So simple formula is that we have subject, verb and object. So we have to apply on that. This one is our subject, we have done. That is our verb that tells the action of a learning, and English is our also object. So it means that the formula actually should be accordingly. And if we talk about the second example, what we have, they are playing game with their friends. So here game is your object, which is your preposition. Friends are another object, and we have already done about direct objects and indirect objects in previously basic lectures. So now we have only about to learn that how transitive verbs are going to be. Transitive verbs always have object like English, like games with friends, whatever there are. So now if we talk about intransitive verbs, what they are going to be, intransitive verbs, they don't have complete thoughts, neither its object. Means an intransitive verb is actually follows a complement, either it can follow adverbs, adjectives, but they don't have a complete object. And how objects are going to be, we all are familiar that object is the bearer of action in the sentence. So let's see now, she speaks softly. Here what she speaks actually, we don't have an object, we have an adverb, and adverb of manner we have here. And if we talk about they eat quickly, so it means that we have a sentence, they produce sense but not complete sense. What they eat actually, question is that what they eat, and object will be what actually, it means requiring, even there's a need of object. Quickly is your word, additional word. So now we have if we talk about what actually, there is a, they follow what type of a formation the sentence, always they take a subject, always be a verb and missing of object, but instead of object there will be adverb of manners and adjectives. They both can be used in the sentence, as here we have used only adverb of manners only. So now, so see ergative verbs. Ergative means the dull nature verbs. Dull nature means the verbs that are genuinely ergatives. What are they? Sleep, fall, go, come, die. These all are the verbs that actually shows action, but they don't said to be transitive, neither you can say intransitive, but you have to say these all are the ergative verbs, and while using in a sentence they produce complete thoughts, they have an object, but we can't have a permission, even a source that we can convert into activize and passivize, go through on that. How? Let me give you examples. How? I go to school. So here go is a verb, school is an object, but we can't have the change into active into passive. The cat sleeps on the rug. So that one is another sentence. The boy falls from the building. Come. He came here. It means we have to convert in the active passive. We don't have actually formats of these verbs. So simply ergative verbs are those verbs which are genuinely born to not be convert or not we can say from activize or passivize. So now if we sum up in our advanced English grammar lecture series, what we have learned from this lecture, we found the definition of verbs. Firstly, we cleared on that topic. And the second one, we discussed about the transitive verbs, what are they and how they are going to be used in the sentence, what are the essential syntax regarding to it. And the second was intransitive verbs that we have discussed now recently, and that is before you people, that what intransitive verbs actually are. Intransitive verbs take subject, verb, and two things additionally that can be adverb of meanness, either they can be adjectives, but they need object actually, and that is your missing point, and for that reason we are calling them that is this is our actually intransitive verbs. And lastly, last point that we discussed so far, that is our ergative verbs. So see, ergative verbs are actually what? Ergative verbs are those verbs which cannot get actually give their identification, either they are transitive or intransitive, but we simply say according to their use and what they are going to be, and they don't have activize and passivize. A few of them we have written down then, and I have given you examples regarding it. Thank you so much for watching that one lecture. Be stay tuned with us, and we will upload a lot of videos regarding to your such type of uses and formations regarding the advanced learning English grammar. Thank you so much once again.